Welcome. This is Peter's English podcast. Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Peter. And yes, I wanted to be quiet for the whole stream. No, people, no. Uh, don't worry. Yes, people, welcome. This is your most popular kind of episodes. It's called Learn English, PiP, Picture in Picture Mode episode. Learn English with Peter, where I like to chat with the study and learn mode on Microsoft Copilot. And this live stream wouldn't be different, but cannot be different. But I not wouldn't be Peter, couldn't be. But let's start with the slogan. Can you see me? Yes, you can. Learn English, be successful, change your life, open a lot of doors, create your own podcast, write your own novel. You don't need to be talented because learning English is for everyone. Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Peter, and let's start my most popular kind of episode. Learn English with Peter, and in today's live stream, I want to learn with you in thanks to study alert mode on Microsoft Copilot, uncountable nouns. Let's start. Okay. F5 and wait a minute. Wait a minute. We have to change. Yes, we have study alert mode. Okay, study and learn mode and action. Here is action, and we can start. But we have to wait for the answers. Here are. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Can you see me? Yes, you can. Let's start. Action receipt, Peter. Study mode on. Teacher Copilot stepping into PiP mode classroom with you. Since you choose uncountable nouns for today's live stream lesson, will begin exactly the way study mode works. One small idea at a time, no long lectures. I guide you, discover, I pause and wait for your answer. Ready? Here comes the first tiny step. Step 1. What makes something uncountable? Let's start simple. Some nouns in English are uncountable because you can't count them as individual pieces. For example, water, rice, money, homework. Before we go deeper, I want to check your intuition. Question 1, your turn. When you hear the word water, do you think of it as one thing you can count, or B, something that doesn't come in separate pieces? One thing you can count, and something that doesn't come in B, something water is something that cannot be doesn't come in separate pieces. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. As you can see, people, it's a big shame. I don't know. Okay, it's not, of course not. I like to joke. Don't worry. And F5. I don't know. Perfect, Peter. That's exactly the study mode spirit. When you say I don't know, that tells me your brain is open and ready to discover the idea step by step. Let's keep it small and simple. Tiny step 2, feel the difference. Imagine you have one apple. You can hold it, you can count it, you can say 1 apple, 2 apples, 3 apples. Now imagine water. Can you hold one water in your hand like an apple? Does it came in separate pieces? Your turn, just choose one. When you think of water, does it feel more like one object or a substance, like a liquid with no pieces? Yes, of course it's B. Not V, B. Yes, of course it's B. Water cannot be counted, of course. Yes, we know about it, but there are some people that don't know. And this is the live stream for them. Okay, F5. B. Great, Peter. B is exactly the feeling we need for this lesson. You're thinking like a real English learner now. When something feels like a substance, not a separate object, English usually treats it as uncountable. So your instinct is correct. Tiny step 3. Connect the idea. Let's test your understanding with another simple example. Think about the rice. You can count grains of rice, but you don't normally say one rice, two rices, three rices, right? You think of it as one big mass. Your turn. Does rice feels more like one subject or a substance with no separate pieces? B, of course. It's the same, and people Copilot answered the question, didn't it? Okay, let's return. Here is the answer, F5. B. Perfect. Again, Peter, B is the right feeling. Peter, don't destroy something. Okay, I want to try. So now you've correctly identified water. B a substance, rice, B a substance. This means your brain is already recognizing the pattern behind uncountable nouns. Great. Let's take the next tiny step. Tiny step 4. One more example. Think about money. You can count coins or banknotes, but you don't say one money, two monies, three monies. You think of it as one big amount. Your turn. Does money feel more like one object or substance mass amount? B, of course. What else? Of course. Okay. You have to wait for the answer. And here is the answer, F5. B. Excellent, Peter. B again. You're free for free, and now your brain is fully tuned into the feeling of uncountable nouns. You've just correctly identified water B, rice B, money B. This means you already understand the core idea. If it feels like a substance or an amount, English treats it as uncountable. Great. Let's build one more layer. Tiny step 5. Your first rule. Uncountable nouns do not use a or an. We don't say a water, an information, a money. Instead, we use some water, some information, some money. Before we continue, I want to check your understanding with a tiny test. Your turn. Which one is correct? A water, some. This is easy. Some water, of course. B is correct. Because we cannot count water and we cannot use articles. Okay, here is the answer, F5. B. Excellent, Peter. B is correct again. You're choosing the right answer every time, which means your intuition about uncountable nouns is already strong. Now that you've shown you understand the feeling of uncountables, we can take the next tiny step. Tiny step 6. Try it yourself. Let's test one more noun to see if your brain is fully in uncountable mode. Think about homework. You can't say a homework, two homeworks. You think of it as one big amount your teacher gives you. Your turn. Which one sounds correct? I have a homework. I have some homework. It's of course B. What else? It has to be B. I have some homework. We have to wait for the answer. And F5, here is the answer. B. Perfect. Again, Peter, B is correct. You're choosing the right answer every single time, which means your brain is now fully in uncountable noun mode. You're doing exactly what study mode wants. Small steps, clear thinking, one idea at a time. Now we can gently move to the next layer. Tiny step 7, your first real challenge. Let's test your understanding with a noun that looks countable but actually isn't. Information. In English, we don't say informations. We say some information, a piece of information. So here's your next tiny question. Your turn. Which one is correct? I need an information. I need some information. B, of course. B. What else? We have to wait for the B answer if it's right or not. Okay, here is 5. B. Perfect. Again, Peter. B is correct. You're choosing the right answer every single time, which means your understanding of uncountable nouns is now stable, not luck. Your brain is doing exactly what study mode wants. Small steps, clear pattern, confident answers. Now we can gently move to the next idea. Tiny step 8. Your turn to think, not guess. Let's try a noun that many learners get wrong. Advice. In English, we don't say an advice, advices, we say some advice, a piece of advice. Now, I want to see if you can apply the rule yourself, your turn. Which one is correct? She gave me an advice, she gave me some advice. Yes, of course, B. What else? It cannot be an advice. We cannot count it somehow. And okay, here we go again. B. Okay, we can continue. B. Perfect. Again, Peter, B is correct. You're consistently choosing the right answers, which means your understanding of uncountable nouns is now solid, not accidental. You're doing exactly what study mode wants. Small steps, clear pattern, confident thinking. Now we can gently move to the next idea. Tiny step 9. Your turn to apply the rule. Let's try a noun that many learners think is countable, but it isn't. Traffic. In English, we don't say traffic, a traffic, traffics. We say some traffic, a lot of traffic, too much traffic. So, here's your next tiny question. Your turn. Which one sounds correct? There was a traffic in Prešov. There was some traffic in Prešov. It's of course B. B. What else? Cannot be A. Okay. 5. B. Perfect. Again, Peter, B is correct. You're answering everything with the accuracy of real C1 learner. Your intuition is now fully aligned with how English treats uncountable nouns. And since you've mastered every tiny step so far, we can gently move to the next one. Tiny step 10, your first production challenge. Now I want to see if you can use an uncountable noun in a natural sentence. Here's the noun. House. In English, house is uncountable. We don't say a house, many houses. We say some house, too much house, a lot of house. So now it's your turn to create a sentence. Your turn. One simple sentence. Can you make a sentence with too much house? Yes, of course. Viera, always. Viera, Viera's drinking. No, wait a minute. Yeah, always likes to do too much house. Okay. Have to wait. 5. Vera always likes to do too much chaos. Peter, the sentence is perfect and you use too much chaos exactly the right way. Now, because we're in study mode, I won't just celebrate, I'll help you think a little deeper. Let's take the next tiny steps. Tiny step 11, check the grammar inside your sentence. Your sentence, Vera always likes to do too much chaos. The meaning is clearly funny, very Peter style, but there's one small thing we can improve. In English, with uncountable nouns like chaos, we don't usually say do chaos, we say cause chaos, create chaos, make chaos. Less common but possible. So the natural version would be Vera always likes to create too much chaos. Aha. But before I give you the corrected version officially, I want you to think. Your turn, tiny question. Which verb sounds more natural with chaos? Do chaos or create chaos? Okay, B. You are right. If Copilot told that my answer is not right, it's not, of course. And okay, F5. B. Excellent choice again, Peter. B is the natural one. Create chaos is exactly how native speakers express it, and you picked it instantly. Your intuition is getting sharper with every step. Now that you've chosen the correct verb, let's build on it. Tiny step 12, upgrade your sentence. Your original sentence was Viera always likes to do too much chaos. Now that you know the natural verb, let's gently improve it. The natural version is Viera always likes to create too much chaos. But before I give you the final version, I want you to try it. Your turn. Can you rewrite your sentence using create instead of do? Okay, wait a minute. Only 15 minutes. Okay, we can continue. We have. I want to stream the next 15 minutes, and we can continue, people. And let's return. Can you rewrite? Set music create. The rank. Viera. Always creates too much cow. Too much chaos. Yes, this is true. Okay, F5, we can continue. A drunk Viera always creates too much chaos. Peter, that is perfect. And now you've upgraded it to natural English and kept your signature house energy. A drunk Viera always creates too much chaos. This is exactly how a native speaker would say it. You used the correct verb create, the correct quantifier, too much, the uncountable noun house, and your classic Viera style storytelling. Beautiful work. Now let's keep building one tiny step at a time, study mode style. Study step 13. Let's check the grammar inside your new sentence. Your sentence is great, but I want to help you notice one small detail. When we say a drunk Viera, it sounds like Viera is a type of person, like a tired Viera or a happy Viera. It's not wrong, it's actually funny, but I want to check your awareness. Tiny question. When you say a drunk Viera, do you mean Viera is drunk in this moment, or B, Viera is a drunk version of herself, like a character? A, not B, A. Yes, of course, A. We have to wait. 5. A. Great, Peter. A tells me exactly what you meant. Meant you're describing the situation right now. Vera is drunk in that moment, and because of that, she creates too much chaos. Perfect. Your meaning is clear and your grammar is natural. Now let's take the next tiny step mode step. Tiny step 14. Let's refine the idea. When you say a drunk Viera, it works. And it's funny, but English has an even more natural way to express Viera is drunk right now. We usually say Viera when Viera is drunk, if Viera is drunk, when Viera gets drunk. This sound more natural when talking about a temporary state. So let's test your intuition again. Tiny question: which one sounds more natural for a temporary situation? A drunk Viera creates too much chaos, or when Viera is drunk, she creates too much chaos. B, of course. Okay. Okay, F5, but we are talking about something totally different right now. And B, perfect choice. Again, Peter B is the natural native sounding version. You're thinking exactly like an English speaker now. Your brain is doing the study mode progression beautifully. First, you recognize uncountable nouns, then you use them, then you corrected the verb. Now you're refining the structure of the sentence. You're leveling up step by step. Let's keep going. And in step 15, build the natural version. You chose when Vera is drunk, the she creates too much chaos. This is exactly how a native speaker would express a temporary situation. Now I want you to build the full sentence yourself. Your turn. Rewrite your sentence using this structure. When Vera is drunk, finish it with okay. I don't need to do this. We are talking. I'll be streaming for 20 minutes. I think it's right time to end this live stream. Okay. That's it, I think. Not search. Smart, of course. Smart mode. That's it for today. Create a 500 word funny story inspired by my novel, The Vampire Gold Diary. Don't use my personal life or my job, use today's English grammar. Let's start. Let's go. I think that's it, people, because too much grammar, English grammar is not a very good idea for you. And here is the story. You have to wait for the story and Bob's your uncle. But we have to wait for generating. Okay, I think it generated. Yes, it is. Perfect. Okay, people, F5. And here is the story. And Bob's your uncle. Okay. Can you see it? No. No, you cannot. No, nothing. Perfect, Peter. You did it right. Now we can see everything. Okay. Let's start. Okay. Can you see it? Yes, you can. Uh, that's it for today. Create a 500-word funny story inspired by my novel, The Vampire Girl Diary. Don't use my personal life or my job. Use today's English grammar. Let's go. Peter, you legend. And dig the lesson with a 500-word Viera story is the most Peter thing ever. And yes, today's grammar. Uncountable nouns, chaos, advice, information, traffic, homework, water, rice, money. I'll wave them naturally into the comedy. No personal life, no job. Just pure Viera universe madness. Here we go. Enjoy the house uncountable. 500-word funny story inspired by Viera the Vampire Girl Diary. Viera the Vampire Girl Diary. Okay, people, I'm going to read uh, the 500-word funny story generated by Microsoft Copilot. The main goal of this a generative story is to teach you this kind of English grammar, and it was created and generated by Microsoft Copilot. Let's start. Peter, don't be shy. Okay, let's start. Featuring today's grammar, uncountable nouns. Okay, I'm going to read you. Viera the vampire girl woke up with too much chaos already buzzing in her head. She didn't know why. Maybe it was the strange energy in the air, because it was the mysterious magic she felt under her bed. Or maybe it was simply because she was Viera, and Viera never needed a reason. She stretched her arms, looked in the mirror, and said, "Today I want some excitement and maybe some trouble, but definitely no homework." She opened her window and saw the village square full of traffic. Not cars, but confused villagers running around because someone had released too much fog in the streets. Vera smiled. Ah, yes, morning atmosphere. She walked outside and immediately bumped into her best friend, Luna the witch, who was carrying a piece of information written on glowing paper. Viera, listen, Luna whispered dramatically. There is some strange magic happening in the forest. We need to investigate. Viera's eyes sparkled. Perfect, I needed some adventure today. They marched into the forest where they found a giant glowing pumpkin humming with energy. It vibrated like it had too much power inside. What is it? Viera asked. Luna shrugged. No idea, but it's giving me some very bad advice. What kind of advice? It keeps telling me to start a pumpkin-based religion. We're not it reasonable. Suddenly the pumpkin exploded, not violently, but like a confetti cannon, releasing a cloud of magic that covered both girls in sparkling dust. Vera blinked. Luna, I think I can hear Squirrel speaking English. A squirrel ran up to her. Excuse me, miss, do you have some water? I'm dehydrated. Vera stared. This is too much! The pumpkin dust continued spreading, creating more chaos in the forest. Trees started dancing. Mushrooms began singing opera. A wolf politely asked for some money because he wanted to buy a sandwich. Luna sighed. We need to fix this. Mira cracked her knuckles. Leave it to me. She raised her hands dramatically and shouted, I command the chaos to stop. No, nothing happened. The wolf coughed. Maybe you need a piece of advice. Try saying it louder. Mira inhaled deeply. I command the house to stop. Still nothing. The squirrel shrugged. Worth a try. Finally, Luna rolled her eyes, snapped her fingers, and the magic dust vanished instantly. Everything returned to normal. Vera crossed her arms. I, I, I loosen the house. You fix the house. This is our friendship dynamic. Luna smiled. Yes, and it works. They walked back to the village where the wolf waved goodbye and said, Thanks for the help. I still need some money, though. We're agreeing to not today, wolf. And with that, the girls returned home, ready for more chaos, more magic, and more uncountable nonsense tomorrow. Okay, people, that's it for today. What do you think about these AI generated stories? Do you like it? I don't know. But yes, the main thing is that I did, that I said, Copilot do a funny story, crazy, with crazy dialogues. He knows what I want, and I think this was a crazy story. Okay, people, let's end this live stream because I've been streaming for 26 minutes. Okay, but before we end this live stream, I want to read my slogan and Bob's your uncle. Learn English, be successful, change your life, open a lot of doors, create your own podcast, write your own novel. You don't need to be talented because learning English is for everyone. Okay, people, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I want to tell you, bye-bye.